All righty, here we are with my man Manny. Another episode of Iron Sharpens Iron. My man Manny, you have successfully gone through the first foundation phase of Forged Father, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, man, you've blazed a new trail, man. You've been making some awesome progress, and I'm excited to have you on the show. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Why don't you go ahead and just kick things off with quick little bio?
So, quick little bio. Northern Ontario boy, born and raised in the country. Anyway, fast forward to post high school, joined the military. Did that for a few years. Fuckers didn't want to give me the trade that I wanted, so I opted to not sign for a second contract. Right up until my mid to late 20s, I was still keeping in good shape. And I can candidly blame my wife for me stopping going at the gym. She's in the other room listening. But anyway, yeah, life gets in the way, right? So just got busy working at a plant and raising kids and everything else. And I just kind of forgot about myself along the way.
Yeah.
And, it was kind of happenstance, really, looking through Facebook, and I saw the post for the Forged Father project and clicked on the link, and fuck, the rest is history.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I remember the first initial conversation, it was really kind of about, you used to be lean and mean, badass in the military, and then, that's really just what happens with a lot of guys is, we got all the freedom and our priorities are on ourselves before we have a family, before we get married and all this stuff. And then we get married, have kids, priorities shift, and you get kind of lost in the shuffle. And it's exactly like you say, you just kind of lose yourself in the mix and you're like, holy shit, like what happened? Like I have no energy anymore. I have no drive, no motivation. It's just like going through the motions every single day. Right. So, but for you, talk about your journey thus far, man. 5 weeks in now, what are some of the big wins that you've had thus far, man?
Big wins. Sorry, my wife's in the background laughing. So, learning about nutrition, big thing. I did have a basic understanding of things, but as far as how macros work, and I know a lot of it is more gauged, or not so much what you're eating, but when you eat certain meals and all that stuff. So no, big learning opportunity, and lots of learning yet to do on the nutrition side of things. My biggest takeaway, and I mentioned this in that sheet that I filled out, that whole misconception, that once you reach a certain age, your metabolism slows down and you're just, too bad, man, that's it. That's the life of a man and blah, blah, blah. But Christ, I'm eating twice as much as I was a month ago. I'm, losing weight, feeling fucking a hell of a lot stronger already. It's only been 5 short weeks. Overall, my focus is better. The way I carry myself at work even has improved. I've been approached by a few of my coworkers and colleagues and said, I look more confident. I don't really notice it. And my wife, even though she's paid to say these things, she's very happy with what she's seeing, not so much physically, but just the overall attitude now. I guess I feel better about myself. I'm more confident, and I guess I exude that. So that's a big win for me for sure. The energy levels too. I'm getting home at night. I'm not nearly as zonked out as I was. It's fantastic. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I know that was the big struggle for you initially when we first talked, was the energy, but throw in, your shift work, right? And so you're going from you get used to working the days, and then boom, you get hit with the night shift, and then you come out the other end and you're just totally fucked up, like zombie, energy's all messed up. And when you don't have your nutrition properly on track, that really throws you for the loop. So how has that improved? Because I remember a couple weeks ago we got your nutrition kind of dialed in and set for that. How have you been benefiting from that?
It's actually pretty good. You did say that I was probably going to get some hunger pains in that because I'm basically fasting through my night shifts.
Yep.
So what I did to kind of thwart that is I'm throwing my last protein drink in at like 8 o'clock at night, shortly after I start my shift.
Yeah.
And it seems to get me through the 12-hour shift pretty good. But yeah, no, I feel better. My hunger is up on night shifts because I'm sticking to the same eating plan every day, whether I'm on nights or days.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's working.
Yeah, that's always been like the biggest change for guys that do shift work. Like a lot of guys that I've worked with in the past, they're police officers. If they make a drastic shift and they go from days to nights or whatever, I just tell them, hey, just eat normally like you have been, and then that whole shift, I mean, you're not eating. You just fast through it, and so your body stays on track as far as the fuel intake goes, but it's not completely throwing your hormones off, because obviously we switch up our whole eating pattern, then we're messing with our hormones like insulin and all that stuff, and so that really what starts to get thrown for the loop. And so the more consistent you get with that, the better you're going to be overall. So yeah. But for you, like, let's go back before this thing even started. Like, so you mentioned you saw the ad initially, but like what were you going through currently at that point? What have you tried up to that point? What were some of the things that you're doing and I guess struggling with the most?
Well, I mean, up to that point, easily for the last 4 or 5 years, I've done nothing but talk about I gotta fucking do something.
Yep.
But just never fucking did any of it. Yep. I never tried. I never even looked into nutrition, never looked into going back to working out. I many a time said to myself, hey, okay, you know what? Gotta go get a gym membership and I gotta fucking get back into training, all that stuff. A few times I would look at like exercising apps on my smartphone, and I'd go through some of the workouts, and then the stories start. Well, holy fuck, that's going to be hard, and then you just delete the app, forget about it, and there you go, right? I don't know. It's the way you presented that video that I saw. I guess it hit a nerve, and yeah, I don't know. You fucking turned on a switch somewhere in my brain.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is it's like every guy is out there looking for the solution, the next new thing, or the hidden thing, when actually the truth is it's in us. It's been in you the whole time.
Yeah.
We needed to figure out how to flip that switch again. And just like we do inside, the foundation, what we get you more aware about is like, it is you. It's not, a special diet or a special workout program. Like, yeah, obviously we want to be doing the right things, like work hard, but work smart. Right. And so we have that part of it, but what makes it stick? It's your routines, habits, behaviors. Right. And so those are probably, the big things that you've changed over the last 5 weeks. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. And there's still lots of tweaking to go. No doubt about it.
Yeah, and you understand it's a long-term thing. Like, we haven't completely changed and, fixed everything. Like, it's a long-term game, and really it's about continual growth, continual ascension, and just expansion, right? Because like what are your big visions? What are your big missions for yourself? Moving forward. Like, where do you want to go next, man?
Well, right now, so in terms of like the training and all that stuff, now it's about basically getting ripped. I want to bring I'm happy with the weight that I'm at. So I want to get, I want to get ripped. I want to grow some muscle. I want to grow strength.
Yeah.
But probably even more so on the mental side of things, just regaining that focus overall through the training, through life, through work, through everything else. But yeah, like, I mean, ultimately, if I had a number to put to it, I'd like to be a good 215 pounds of lean, mean muscle.
Yeah.
In terms of like my push-ups, just to compare to when I was younger, 50 push-ups, consecutive push-ups was a no-brainer. I could do that with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
I still can't fucking do 20, but I'm already double what I was 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it's a slow process. It's a hard process, but the idea of a quick fix is no longer really in the back of my brain. I'm actually happy that it's going to be something that I know I can carry through over the long term.
Yeah.
So I
Like
just keep working on it.
Staying on the journey, like, and that's the big thing. That's why a lot of guys fail. And I know this has been a big topic of discussion just in the brotherhood here recently, is like starting and stopping. And instead, like, just focusing in on every single day by day, just getting in the reps every single day, just doing the work that you know you need to do, whether you're motivated or not. It's like staying on the path. Because if we look back, 2 years ago, right? Just think if you would have just stayed on the path every single day, like, yeah, we're going to have bad days. We're going to get our ass kicked. We're going to get knocked, way off course, but it's about just getting back up, taking one step forward. Let's take one step forward today. All right. Maybe we get a fucking mile ahead in one day. Like, we made a lot of progress, but progress is progress, right? And so if you just stay on the path and you continue to do the work, that is the gift. That's the prize, is staying on the path. And, the daily gratitude that we do, that comes to mind, is like every single day you wake up and you're like, hey man, I'm grateful for this. Like, look back over the past, week, year, whatever, what are you grateful for? Right. And then we just continue on that path. Right. For you, like, what's your big purpose? Like, what's your big purpose? Like, thinking deeper, like, yeah, we want to become this lean, mean, badass motherfucker. Why? What's like the big driving factor for you, man?
I want to feel accomplished in myself, like years from now. I'm talking like 20 years from now. I want to be able to like stand next to my children as a healthy grown adult. Who's close to retirement, but not close to retirement. There's all kinds of stuff I want to get back into, activities. Like, I want to get back into basketball. Who knows, like even soft pitch here. There's this summer coming up. There's the Spartan race in July over on the Quebec side. There's actually a couple lads at work that are interested. I've already put the bug in their ear about that.
Awesome.
Sometime in June, before the Spartan race, down in the Ottawa area, there's they call it the Mud Run. It's basically like a milder version, more kid-friendly version of the Spartan race. So I'm hoping I can grab all the kids and bring them to that. But that's the kind of, I want to be more involved, just overall healthier. I want to, it's living that healthy lifestyle, and 20 years from now, being able to look back and say, I did it. I'm here because I started that journey and I stayed on it. Yeah,
and really it's, again, it comes back to that journey. Like, what are you going to experience over the course of that time? Like, you don't want to look back and say, shit, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have had stayed on the path, right? Like, at this point, man, you've become aware. We've lit that mindset up. You understand, you have purpose. And now it's just about like, all right, what can we achieve? Like, put a challenge in front of me. What can I not achieve, right? And just keep going for it, man. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. So it's been great seeing you progress thus far, man, just within this short time. So I'm excited to see what's ahead for you. So, but kind of closing out, like, any big breakthroughs that you want to share, like that you've gotten up to this point, like mindset, physical wise, whatever, like what would you want to share here?
Physical breakthrough. I have a bad shoulder, bad injury that I got while I was in the military. I only got to do a couple of static jumps out of a plane. The second one, bad landing, and with all the weight on my shoulders, it tweaked. I forget the name of the muscle. It's in behind the shoulder blade, or the trapezius. There's like a small muscle in back there that got pulled. At that very moment in time, anyway, I don't want to stretch the story out, they thought it was a neck injury. And for years, like even up to like a year ago, anything that I would do that would tweak that side would basically paralyze me for at least a day, where I couldn't do any movement without like moving my whole body.
Yeah.
Just the workouts alone, like any of the lingering pain that's always kind of been there, it's gone. My lower back pain's completely gone, which I'm sure a lot of that comes from walking on a concrete floor for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, physical breakthrough is amazing. Like I feel better now than I have in the last 10 years.
That's awesome.
And that's been a big boost for me. Kind of letting me know that I'm not dying, you know.
Got a lot left in the tank, man.
A lot left in the tank, yes. I think I already knew that, but it's just the confirmation of that, right?
Yeah.
Mentally, I mean, you know, I live a pretty hectic life. We have fucking 3 kids and 2 dogs and 2 cats and a wife and work and everything else. More patience. I think I'm starting to like get a little bit better at that. I'm still working on it. Still lots of work to do.
Gains through pain, brother.
Gains through pains, yeah. But yeah, I mean, ultimate breakthrough is just this whole experience altogether. I'm so freaking happy that I started this, and yeah, I'm looking forward to many more weeks, months, and years.
Yeah, man.
Going forward.
It's awesome. It's been great. And I mean, it's a testament to not me, not the program itself, but to you. Like we mentioned that earlier, like there's all this stuff that we're looking for, and it's essentially right under our fucking nose. It's like right here. It's in us, right? Yeah. And so we just got to be able to unleash that. And it's like, it's you, man. Like what needs to change? Ultimately, it's you, right? Yeah. And so it's been cool to see. I mean, you basically, boom, have become aware. We flipped that switch, and now it's like, all right, let's see what we can get done, man. So it's been cool. And it's just come down to you putting in the work, man. It's that easy. Just put the head down, do the work, follow the path, and you get knocked off the path, just get right back on and keep going.
Yep.
So it's been awesome, brother. Well, cool, man. Well, thanks again for your time, man. Do you got anything else that you want to add in?
Well, if any, people thinking about joining this happen to see these videos, yeah, don't hesitate for a minute. Click the link, do it. It's well worth the effort.
Awesome, brother. Yeah. Effort is the key. It's not going to be given. It's got to be earned, man.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome, brother.
100%.